Will you please Dansplain Norse mythology at
We're
the
gonna
beginning?
start at the very beginning with Odin, who is the dad god. His brother's Loki, and Loki turned into a horse and seduced another horse. But the fun thing is that Loki was also a female horse. He wasn't a male horse. So he was the one that got pregnant. And then he gave birth to like a six-legged horse or something. And then he gave that horse to his dad as like a, hey, I'm sorry I had sex with a horse. And so his dad, Odin, he rode that horse like every day. He loved the hell out of that horse so much. And then like that's about the time that Thor came along. Everyone knows Thor. He's great. He's like the jock middle child. And then Odin and his wife Freya liked Thor a lot because he was really good. But he was kind of an asshole as well. And they fought the frost giants. They weren't supposed to fight them though. But then Thor did it anyway. And he got a hammer that some dwarfs made. Dwarfs.
Who made humans?
Odin did.
Odin did?
Odin made people. And he made them to look like his favorite and only son, Thor. And he did that because he thought Thor was so perfect, and he thought everyone should be perfect like his boy Thor. In retrospect, maybe like a little bit conceited of him. Thor wasn't that great, because like Loki gave him his horse son, so like that's a pretty good gift. And there's a big snake, the world serpent, and he eats his own tail too. He was okay.
Odin hung himself just to find out what the afterlife was.
He had to do this thing where he had to do like a bunch of stuff so he got powerful. He had to like take out an eye. He had to hang himself. You're right. And then as well attend a concert with his son. But it was a band that he's never heard of. And he had to stay for the whole thing. He couldn't just leave after the first act or anything. And that made him really wise. He could see stuff. Oh, and Heimdall can make a bridge. There's a big dog named Fenrir. And Ragnarok is the thing. That's the end of the world. The end of Asgard. Actually, that's 95% of it.
Will you please Dansplain riding a mule or donkey down the Grand Canyon?
Well, it's a very short trip. But, little known fact. Mules are actually just as fast as horses. Vertically, which is the way that this would be happening in the Grand Canyon. There's some guys out there, the Aboriginals who live in the Grand Canyon, you don't know about them because they're so secretive. They only come out during the day, so people can't see them. They cover themselves in ghillie suits.
But like
But
desert
rocks.
ghillie suits.
They make rock ghillie suits.
Canyon ghillies.
Occasionally, they'll see a tourist who's got a particularly keen interest in the Grand Canyon, and they'll ride their rock mules up the side vertically. And they'll go and they'll pick that person up. And if they're pure of heart, that person won't fall from the back of that mule when they go back down vertically.
If only
the
pure of heart.
Otherwise, they're dead. But, I mean, there's been a couple of recorded cases, one or two, where someone actually has successfully done it. Because they got a positive polarity on their hooves. And the canyon walls are all negative polarity.
So it's magnetized. And that's where mole people babies come from.
No. They're long-lived, but they're celibate. Because if they were to have sex, they would lose their abilities.
They're immortal as long as they don't have sex.
Exactly. As long as they don't spoot into a vagina. Or have spoot in them. Yeah, I think it's the spoot takes away their powers, no matter in which source. Females are fine. They scissor all they want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as no man spoot gets involved in the situation, they all still immortal.
Poor guys. Poor mole men.
It's a hard existence. Like, even if it gets on their hand, it takes away your powers.
Someone online told me that you can't die if you don't.
Yeah, they can't die, but they're so sexually frustrated.
They're so angry.
And so pissed off. You retain your essence like extra lives. That makes sense. Maybe that's what it is. They store their extra lives in their balls.
It's like pee is stored in the balls.
The harder their balls, the more extra lives they have.
Mm-hmm.
That's like gravel in there.
Ew.
because it's just solidified in there.
Demon
Cornflakes.
possession. Oh man.
So
I'm not as good at
this one's for
Dansplaining.
Meg. You got this one.
Demon possession is what happens. It's kind of like when you own a dog or a cat, that dog or cat is your possession.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are possessed by a demon, you now belong to that demon. So like they are legally obligated to feed you, take you for walks, and
Because you get antsy.
Because you get antsy if you don't. So that honestly, in my opinion, being possessed by a demon is a good thing, because at least, like, somebody's looking out for you. So that demon is supposed to walk you, feed you, take you to the vets, get your vaccinations, socialize you.
And how would one get rid of a demon if,
Oh, you have to get emancipated.
Yeah, you gotta get divorced from
Yeah,
the demon.
Usually they would take you to the pound. And if you're lucky, you can squiggle free, like when one of the pound people take you for a walk. If you're
You just squeeze out of your collar.
you squeeze out your collar and run free, and then you're no longer possessed by a demon.